If you're dealing with a case of shin splints, there are a few ways to attack this and see what works best for you. So, first off, knowing that the muscle is trying to pull itself away from the tibia, that means your job is going to be to push it back on. So you can take that muscle and push it back onto the muscle, the bone, just like that. Now, this is a very conservative approach to this. This can take quite a bit of time to heal because while it does alleviate some of the pain, as soon as you start walking or running, it might come back pretty much immediately. The other thing you can do is if you don't want to be on the floor with a foam roller, you can use a rolling pin and actually roll out your tibialis anterior. Notice I am at a slight diagonal. I'm not straight on the bone like this. I'm going at a slight diagonal, probably about 45 degrees right there. And I'm going to roll up and down nice and slow to get that muscle to stop pulling itself away from the bone. That's essentially what's happening, is the muscle is tearing itself away from the bone. So your job is to get that to stop being so tight that it's pulling itself away, but also it'll help fascially to put that attachment site back together. The other way to do this is with a thumb and very deep pressure. And I'm talking about such deep pressure that you don't think you can take. Out of the different methods that I've shown you today, the next method has shown to have the most immediate and longer lasting effects. And that's because we're going after the actual fascial component of the attachment site here of the tibialis anterior. It's only about the upper 2/3 of the tibia, so that means if you place your hand right where your ankle bones are, you do not need to normally go beyond where the thumb is here. So from the top here all the way to about there will be the distance that you have to travel with this next method. The way you're going to approach this is with a thumb. Make sure that your nail is pretty short because you don't want to be scratching yourself as you're going down this leg here. You're going to follow the tibia bone just on the outside of it. So if you find your bone and then just kind of drop off of it on that side, this is where you're going to be traveling with your thumb. You will start way up here by the trochanter of the tibia to find that you can lift your foot up, leave your heel on the ground, and you will notice it kind of pop out right here. That's your starting point of your attachment. And you're going to press as hard as you can, more than you think you can take, but you're going to go slowly. So whenever we go deep, we have to go slow. Otherwise, we're going to really bruise ourselves. And so you're going to start and really press in as hard as you can. Give it a nice little angle downwards, because what's going to happen is as you're pressing, the fascia is going to start to reattach itself back onto the bone, and it's going to allow you to travel downward. Now, if you need extra pressure, you can put the opposite hand on top of that thumb. Make sure you keep your thumb as bent as possible. At 90 degrees is your best bet. And then you can also come on top of it with that extra pressure and not hurt your thumb in more so than it already will be hurting. So you're going to allow that pressure to just sink in, and it's going to take you nice and slow. You don't want to go fast here. If you notice that you're pulling skin or hairs, put the very tiniest amount of lotion on there. If you start to feel that it glides right off, that means you have too much lotion, so wipe some of that off. You want to be really slow and really deep, and you're following the outside edge of that tibia bone. And remember, you don't have to go any more than where your thumb lands here if you cover your ankle bones. So you're going down just like that, nice and slow, until you reach, we're almost there. And when you've reached that end right there, this is pretty much where that fascia will stop its attachment. The rest is kind of free flowing until it attaches back down onto the bones down here. That, if it's done right, will give you an immediate relief, and you can start running pretty much right away.